RBD Defense.
Recently, some very interesting pictures have surfaced in the Chinese defense space. Pictures showing the Bangladeshi variant of the VT-5 light tank conducting driving tests on Chinese public roads. And we know for a fact that these tanks are in fact the Bangladeshi variant of the VT-5. We know this because they have the exact same camo, they don't have the extra armored package, and they have a manual machine gun instead of the remote controlled one. All of these things are specific to the Bangladeshi variant of the VT-5. So as they are currently going through testings and trials, this means that Bangladesh will take delivery of the new batch of VT-5 tanks within the next 4 to 6 months. Now the question is, how many are coming? I am assuming one regiment, so 44 tanks. There's always a small chance that it might be two regiments, which would be 88 tanks. But one regiment is the most reasonable assessment, as in the past we bought one regiment of VT-5 tanks, and before that we bought one regiment of the MBT 2000. So one regiment, 44 new tanks are coming. That is the most reasonable assessment. So to recap, we currently operate one regiment of the VT-5 tank. So in a few months' time, when the new regiment arrives, we will double our VT-5 fleet to 88 tanks. The VT-5 is of course China's best light tank, arguably the best light tank in the world. The VT-5 uses the GL5 active protection system, which is the exact same system used by the $5 million per unit 50-ton VT-4 main battle tank, which is China's most advanced export tank. It has a 105mm gun with an autoloader, and our VT-5 variant only weighs a mere 33 tons. It would weigh 36 tons if it had the extra armored package. I know some viewers have asked me this question in the past: why don't Bangladesh's VT-5s have the extra armored package? There can really only be two reasons. One reason is of course expense. Not having the armored package would make each unit less expensive. And the second reason is weight. The armored package itself weighs an extra 3 tons. Whichever reason it may be, the armored package is something that can be easily installed in the future, so it's not a big deal if we don't have them during delivery. If they are needed, then they can be installed in the future. Bangladesh needs a minimum of 4 regiments of a light tank like the VT-5 to effectively cover southern Bangladesh like Chattogram and Borishal. Especially Borishal, there have been countless cases of the American-made heavy M1 Abrams tank getting stuck in the soft grounds of Ukraine and the crew having to abandon the tank. The ground in Borishal is much softer than it is in Ukraine. So a tank that is as light as the VT-5, just 33 tons, only those sort of tanks can operate in that whole area. So to recap again, we currently have one regiment of the VT-5, another regiment is pending delivery, it's gonna come here in a few months. After that, we need to buy 2 more regiments to get effective coverage. And buying 2 regiments of a light tank before 2030, in the next 5 years, it should be nothing. It's definitely not a big deal. It is very, very doable. We are already halfway there basically. So the future of Bangladesh's light tank inventory is bright. But light tanks are only half of the inventory. Without a proper fleet of main battle tanks, we cannot defend Dhaka, Sylhet, Rajshahi, Rangpur or Moymonsinh. In those areas, a tank that is heavier with more firepower is imperative. So let's have a look at our current MBT fleet. The main backbone of the army are 174 units of the Type 59G Durjoy main battle tank. These are okay. They will be okay for another 10 years, 15 if we push it. They are a 5 out of 10 tank mid-range. They are not bad, they can do their job effectively, but there's nothing that they excel at. The strength point of the Durjoy is the quantity. These tanks were upgraded between 2015 and 2019 by Bangladesh Machine Tools Factory with the help of Norinco from China. They were overhauled and upgraded, so new engine, new armor, new explosive reactive armor, new fire control system, new gun. The chassis is really the only old part. These tanks are fine. They will be good for another 10 years. Next is the MBT 2000. We have one regiment of these, so 44. These are quite similar to the Durja MBT. They're around the same weight. But of course, the MBT 2000 is a much newer chassis. If the Durjoy MBT was a 5 out of 10, these are like a 6.5 out of 10. These tanks are good. They will be good for another 10-15 years. No issue with these. There is a chance that Textila Heavy Industries Pakistan might upgrade the MBT 2000 and even the Type 59 Durjoy main battle tanks, but this is speculation by me. Now we get to the culprit. The main issue with Bangladesh's tank fleet. The 58 units of the Type 69 IIG. These tanks are basically the F7 of the tank fleet. The chassis of the Type 69 IIG is as old as the country itself. These dinosaurs were upgraded between 2009 and 2013, upgrade being they slapped on some explosive reactive armor and they changed out the main gun, I think, and they added a new fire control system. That was way back in 2009 to 2013. Its weight after the upgrades in 2013 are not public, but I am assuming it's between 36 and 39 tons. There is really nothing good about it. Again, it's the F7 of the tank fleet. Replacing these in the next 5 years is an absolute emergency. Best case scenario for them, they be kept as training tanks. One thing is for sure, these cannot go onto the battlefield anymore. They are more or less obsolete. The retirement of the Type 69 IIG would mean that our tank fleet would shrink by 58 tanks. This is of course a huge void, and this void needs to be replaced and filled by a new modern MBT. And I say MBT, main battle tank, specifically because, like I said earlier in the video, our light tank needs are going to be fully covered by the VT-5. We are already halfway there. We just need to order 2 more regiments of the VT-5 to completely cover our light tank needs. So the replacement of the Type 69 IIG has to be an MBT. So what is the best option? The best option, I think, is the export version of the Chinese Type 96 tank, which is the VT-2. Video is already getting kind of long, so I will keep it brief, but the VT-2 is China's most produced modern battle tank. Over 2,500 units produced and in service in the Chinese army. You can even call it the backbone of the modern Chinese army. That alone should tell you that it is more than good enough for us, but I will still mention some basic features it has. The VT-2 has a 125mm gun capable of firing 80 GM and depleted uranium rounds. It also has an autoloader just like the VT-5. It is equipped with China's most advanced fire control system with a ballistic computer, laser rangefinder, automatic target tracking capabilities, night vision, thermal imaging, China's best composite armor technology, 400km range, 1000 horsepower engine, 74 miles an hour top speed, and get this, it weighs between 41 and 43 tons. It's lighter than the Durja MBT and the MBT 2000. It is the best tank in its weight class in the whole world, and even outside of its weight class, it's one of the best tanks in existence right now. Not surprising considering it's basically the backbone of the Chinese modern army. Any other Chinese tank that is better than the VT-2 weighs 10 tons more and costs more than double as much, like the VT-4. Even buying just one regiment of the VT-2 would elevate our tank fleet to a completely new height. But ideally 2 to 3 new regiments should be bought. Just having the VT-2 alongside the Durjoy MBT and the MB-2000 would increase the survivability of those tanks and the capability of those tanks greatly. Thank you for watching the video till the end. Hopefully you guys are excited about the new regiment or two, if we are very lucky, of the VT-5 light tank coming very soon. If you have any thoughts about the video, leave your thoughts in the comments. If you want to support the channel, consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. And I will see you in the next video.